What's up? What's up? It is your boy Dakquan, and we are back. Oh, wait a minute. This is not my channel.
What's up, what's up? I got Dakquan here for the return of Gunboy FL4K, the strongest level 65 FL4K build, optimized with the most damage.
So you're doing the Gunboy updates now?
Yeah, dude, Ratore sent me the build.
Stranded in the open, dried out tears of sorrow.
Yeah, we got the Kraken all
lacking all emotion.
There he is.
Staring down the barrel, waiting for
Shields are
the
so good
final gates to open.
Oh,
To
okay.
a new tomorrow.
Finish him off. Yeah, we already finished that phase, but
Next
it
emotion,
does not make me happy.
following the light that sets me
Take away the top half before I fight through like 4 runs out. Alright. Ready for this? 1, 2. And he disappeared. Like we said in the beginning, we're going to be hopping into the brand new look on FL4K. Level 65 is here and we can now get all of our damaging skills. We're not going to be missing much in our skill trees. The gameplay is going to focus on the Hellwalker shotgun a little bit because as you can see, this thing absolutely shreds just like the Stagecoach used to. So let's not waste any more time and hop straight into things. Now the Hellwalker that you're going to be looking for is with consecutive hits. I really honestly did want to use next 2 magazines, but the thing is this gun reloads way too often, even with the mag size on our artifact for the extra shot and leave no trace giving us extra bullets back. We'll have to get these bonus elements with our grenade and shield instead. Before we do hop over to the grenade and shield though, let's go ahead and talk about some of the other weapons you can use. Now the #1 mobbing weapon for FL4K is pretty much the reflex shotgun, and this thing did not fall off at all. I don't know why it would. It actually only got stronger because of our new 5 skill points. But with that being said, you guys know the deal. You can pretty much use whatever guns you want as long as they are good in the game. Plague Bearers, Beacons, Monarchs, Light Shows, Gargoyle, Flipper, Backburner, anything good in the game that was already good before is still pretty much the meta. You guys know what to do, but I really just wanted to show a lot of Hellwalker gameplay. You guys know that the reflex shreds the Plague Bearers, like I said. So pretty much use whatever guns you love using. Just try to optimize your anointments around consecutive hits, splash damage, and next 2 magazines. These are probably the 3 main gun anointments you're looking for. These are going to be pretty much the best damage when it comes to FL4K in general. Now for the grenade and shield, like I said, you're really going to want to use bonus elements. So like on my shield right now, I have bonus corrosive, and on my grenade, I have bonus shock. That's because we're using the Hellwalker, which is a fire-based gun. So we're pretty much supplementing with our 3 core elements. You can also use rad and cryo. It just depends what you have and what you feel like using. Now for the shield, I love the one-shotter shield. For those of you who watch my channel, you guys know that I always have this shield on. But realistically, the Old God is pretty much one of the better options, especially when it comes to fast-firing weapons like the Monarch or the Light Show. A Monarch isn't really going to take advantage of an amp shield like the Hellwalker or the Plague Bearer would, so you really want to switch to the Old God when it comes to damage options. But one shield I really have to highlight for some of the best survivability is the Frozen Heart shield. Not only does this thing give you health with the Novas, but freezing groups of enemies in a giant radius around you, which by the way can get boosted by splash radius. This thing is so clutch, and I always bring this to the Guardian takedown. When I'm in the Guardian takedown, especially doing the crystals, I always have the Frozen Heart shield on with the action skill start anointment. Now, also keep in mind, you can also farm for the Frozen Snowshoe in the Malawan takedown. It's a much better farm than Aurelia because it's, you know, a lot more fun to do a takedown rather than farming Aurelia over and over again. But the Frozen Heart has a little bit better stats on it, so keep that in mind. When it comes to the grenade, there are only 2 different grenades that we will be using, and that is the Recurring Hex Grenade and the Hunter Seeker. Now, the Recurring Hex Grenade is really good for stacking up your consecutive hits or stacking up the Pearl artifact. Both of these can be stacked by any sort of damage, dot or grenade damage included. Otherwise, you're going to want to be using the Hunter Seeker. Now, the Hunter Seeker is a pretty great combo with launchers like the Plague Bearer or the Backburner. So basically the Hunter Seeker shoots bullets, which can trigger crits, and they can trigger Leave No Trace. And you guys already know that Leave No Trace basically puts ammo back into your magazines. So when using launchers, like I said, like the Plague Bearer, you're just going to want to spam grenades. Now, obviously, you don't want to run out too easily, but while mobbing, it can feel like you have infinite ammo with your launchers. For the class mod with this build, we focused on using the Bounty Hunter. Now, not only is the Bounty Hunter great for bossing, obviously, but it's also great for mobbing. It triggers all of your hunt skills immediately, pretty much, especially when you're using high pellet weapons, like the Hellwalker or especially the Reflux. You're going to get all of your damage activated before you go into a fight. Finally, for the artifact, the best artifact for Flak, pretty much in almost every circumstance, is the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge. Now, this is an artifact from DLC 2. If you don't have the second DLC, you can really just find the best Victory Rush or the best auto idol that you can find. Finally, we get to go into the skill trees. Now, this is the part I was waiting for. What's amazing about this build is we get 2 capstones. We get Megavore, we get the power inside, and then we have 11 more skill points after that, and we can get Frenzy and He Bites. These are the pillars of Flak damage. Now, you might notice that we skipped over some of the healing skills in the green tree, and that's because I really wanted to go all out and get the most damage possible. Now, I do just want to say real quick that Overclocked is a much better skill than people give it credit for, but if you're not using fast-firing weapons like the Monarch or the Light Show, and maybe you want to focus on more of the Jakobs theme, then you can take some of these points out of here and stick them into self-repairing system. This will basically give you more survivability, but if you're definitely using fast-firing weapons like the Flipper, the Monarch, the Light Show, Overclocked really is a pretty powerful skill, and it's definitely great for this setup. Now, in the blue tree, we really just wanted Frenzy. Maxed out, this gives 40% quote-unquote damage. This is considered V1 damage. It is pretty much a multiplicative bonus to many other types of damages in the game, and being able to get 5 in Frenzy and He Bites means that we will stack this damage very well. Keep in mind that He Bites can actually trigger Frenzy, so it's really important that you get this skill. Now, one other thing I did want to point out, normally the 2 extra skill points after Persistence Hunter don't matter, but I did stick a point into Go for the Eyes. One little trick that a lot of people don't know about is that if Flak's pets get a kill with Go for the Eyes, they can actually trigger the Guardian rank Hollow Point. Now, Hollow Point currently gets Mayhem scaling. I don't know if this will get fixed in the future, but Flak pet damage times Hollow Point damage with all the Mayhem scaling can actually do a lot of damage. So I did actually want to stick 1 flex point in Go for the Eyes, and it kind of doesn't matter anyway because, you know, it's not like Ferocity is really helping us that much anyway. But yeah, so I just wanted to point that out because it's kind of a cool little fun fact. And in our red tree, we have a pretty standard red setup. Now, I would stick more points into Second Intention because this also is a very, very good kill. And finally, going into the red tree, now we do have a pretty standard red tree setup. I do want to point out that I would stick more points into Second Intention. We didn't want to take all of the damage skills. And on our old Gunboy setups, we did actually max out Second Intention, especially with a gun like the Hellwalker reloading often, or even the Monarch. Honestly, any weapon with Second Intention, this is a pretty good reload speed bonus. But otherwise, pretty standard red tree. We took all the good skills all the way up until Megavore. Keep in mind that Two Fang is a fine skill, but it's really for launcher-based builds or sniper-based builds. Even if you're playing with some launchers, I kind of don't recommend taking Two Fang. Finally, the last thing we have to talk about in the skill trees is the Fadeaway augments. We are mainly going to be sticking to these 3 bottom augments. You guys want to avoid Gorillas in the Mist, and I'll explain that in a second. So Unblinking Eye is for bossing. It pretty much doesn't matter what other augment you use while bossing. Not My Circus is nice because you can keep the boss eyes off of you, and you really only need the health regen for mobbing situations. Otherwise though, for mobbing, it's really important that you're using Not My Circus and Until You Are Dead. Both of these skills are what I like to call action skill and augments. If you read them, that's exactly what these skills do. They trigger when your action skills end, and we are going to be looping Fadeaway as much as possible. Especially if you're using a weapon like the Reflex, you will be in and out of Fadeaway all the freaking time. You'll be triggering power inside a lot, and I just want to bring some attention back to the Frozen Heart, because when you trigger Fadeaway, you will get your health regen, and then when you end your Fadeaway and go into your next Fadeaway, you'll have full health to trigger power inside. We can really spam Fadeaway so much thanks to Headcount and Megavore and the multi-pellet weapons that we're going to be using. Now, one reason why I say not to use Gorillas in the Mist, This is pretty much a bossing augment, in my opinion, with something like the Monarch and a stack bot, when you can use a really fast firing weapon with high pellets that can also trigger stack bot a bunch of times. But the thing is, when mobbing, this takes away our control in Fadeaway. It's really important in this build that you control your Fadeaway. When you are low and you are dying, you need to go into Fadeaway and stay in Fadeaway. And don't leave Fadeaway until your Fadeaway health regen gets you up a bit. And then loop Fadeaway, trigger until you're dead, trigger Not My Circus. You want to use Fadeaway as smart as you possibly can. And Gorillas in the Mist really takes our control away. It puts our duration to 5 seconds, which is boosted a little bit by Persistence Hunter or whatever. But it takes away your control. You can't go in Fadeaway. You can't go out of Fadeaway. You can't trigger your action skill start anointments if you want to, or your action skill end anointments. Like I said, I really only recommend this for bossing. All right, so now for Wotan, like I said, he is a boss, so we are going to stick on Unblinking Eye. Now, I prefer Not My Circus in this fight. You know, the health regen could be okay, but like the attacks Wotan throws at you are pretty much just going to insta-kill you, so you really want to distract them with Not My Circus from what I noticed. Also, I actually am going to put the Jabber back on. I guess... Okay, I can't do that right now, but I'm pretty sure the Spider Ant is just going to run straight into Wotan and, you know, end its own life. So I was saving Fadeaway for the first armor phase because his shields are so weak anyway. Watch this. One. Oh. Okay. I actually was not even expecting that. See if we can finish him off. Yeah, we already finished that phase before he spawned Death Spheres. So we are going to spam at him a little bit just to get him to his shield phase. And watch this cool trick. We can just shoot his shields. And these will ricochet to enemies. Sometimes it ricochets to him. And that was a pretty cool, you know, showing of myself dying. Pretty cool trick, right, guys? Maybe that doesn't work anymore. I don't know if they ever fixed that. You used to be able to ricochet and just damage him directly, though. Because it would go through his barrier. Oh, okay. It did work that time, it seemed like. Alright, let me get rid of some of these mobs. So we don't die to all this M10 enemy damage. Alright, I'm just getting frickin' pelted. There we go. Alright, Fadeaway, thank you. Jesus. Alright, we're gonna take out the top half first because he is spawning stingers. It does not make me happy. No worries. We're gonna take away the top half before our fight for your life bar runs out. Yeah, this fight can get a little bit hectic with M10 enemy damage. It hurts. Alright, cool. Now we get to just target Wotan. Alright, so we're gonna let our health regen a little bit. For sure. I'm gonna run around, which will trigger turn, tail, and run. There's a health vial. And perfect. Alright. You ready for this? 1, 2, and he disappeared. I don't even know why he disappeared there, to be honest with you guys. But that is the power of the Hellwalker. I actually think we ricocheted off a mob nearby, and I think we triggered Hollow Point. I think that was a Hollow Point kill, to be honest with you guys. I think a ricochet crit with Megavore triggered Hollow Point and then exploded and killed him. And that is the power of the freaking Hellwalker shotgun. That is Gunboy FL4K. Gunboy FL4K is back with the Hellwalker. No more Stagecoach. This thing is more than powerful enough. And yeah, like I said, even though it's a fire-based shotgun, we got bonus elements. So, you know, it's kind of not a huge deal. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video and that first level 65 FL4K build showcase. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.